Back here for more XLB action as we continue on week number 5. We have the Oaxaca Warriors taking on the Phoenix Devils. And both of these teams currently 2-2, tied for second place in the West. So this is a pretty big game for both teams, a chance to kind of take a one-game, really a two-game lead over the other, considering you only play every team once in the league. So to get that head-to-head win will be catamount, almost a two-game advantage right there just to have that. And then to kind of jump up in the West and place yourself all alone in second place with a chance to be tied for first if Las Vegas falls later on in the week. For the Warriors, the legends include Craig Biggio and Fernando Valenzuela. And for the Devils, it is Joe Mauer and Vladimir Guerrero Sr. on the mound. For the Warriors, going to be XLB Season 1 Cy Young Award winner Mitch Keller from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Mitch Keller, 3 appearances in XLB Season 1, did not give up a run in all 3 starts that he had. He wound up being the Cy Young winner in Season 1 for the XLB. And on the mound for the Phoenix Devils, it's going to be Jose Soriano from the Los Angeles Angels. Craig Biggio set to get this one underway. As I said, both these teams in the West. Oaxaca Warriors, a team put together by our friend Jazz. The Phoenix Devils, a team I control. I'll actually be controlling both these teams here today, giving my brother a bit of a break from running the scoreboard. So don't expect to see a lot of fun scoreboard stuff today, as we'll just kind of keep it normal as is. Let's take a look at the Devils defensively, and this is what will be out there in the field. You got Hernandez, Friedel, and Guerrero Sr. in the outfield as Craig Biggio is set to lead off this game, and we get this one underway. And Biggio will immediately smack a single into center to get this one started. So Soriano giving up the hit right off the bat. And a good start for Oaxaca with Yelich at the base. Well, actually, you know Biggio is going to take off for second in this situation. 63, though. Wild throw by catcher, stolen base, and runner scores. So just like that, Biggio puts a run on the board. And we are 1-0, 1 batter in without the use of a home run. No error for anyone, though. So a big play to start this game. And Christian Yelich at the plate with nobody up. Or on, excuse me. And Yelich is going to be out of there as he grounds out back to the pitcher. So 1 down for Soriano here in the first. As Junior, well, okay, calm down. Junior Caminero at the plate. And Caminero, he'll be out of there. He'll ground out to first. But error 1-10, and we've already seen Josh Naylor over there. He is an error 1. So the first baseman going to have an error, and it's going to be error 1. So Caminero is just going to be safe on that one. I've seen enough to know error 1. And Naylor going to be marked for the error. One of the very few things that we have to update in real time. So with a runner on first, now after the error, that will bring up Spencer Torkelson. And Torkelson 1 on, 1 down here against Soriano. And Torkelson's out of there, and he'll fly out to right. So now 2 down for Juan Soto. Dropped down to 6th in the lineup. And Soriano is going to get Soto to ground out to short. And that'll do it. So 1 run on the board for the Warriors. Craig Biggio doing it himself as we head to the bottom of 1. And let's take a look at the Oaxaca Warrior defense. That'll bring up Ozzy Albies as he will lead off for the Phoenix Devils here. Live, you can see behind me the 7th level of hell here in Phoenix, Arizona. Mitch Keller also a 2-7. And Keller will strike out Albies to get this one started. First strikeout of the day for either pitcher. We'll bring up Rafael Devers. I love the whistling part of this ambiance I listen to. And Devers is going to take a walk. So Devers walked a lot last season in real life to get a card like that. That'll bring up Joe Mauer, 1 on, 1 down here. And Keller will get Mauer to ground out to the shortstop, and that'll be a double play for Joe Mauer. That'll take us to the top of 2. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule this week in the XLB. See a full slate of games. Every team on the schedule. Nobody has a bye this week. And there's some good games on that schedule for this week. Agustin Ramirez will lead off the second against Soriano. And Ramirez is out of there as he flies out to center. 1 down here. We'll bring up Dansby Swanson. And Swanson will strike out. And I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe every single Warrior hitter has had the number on their card so far. Which, that's kind of wild. Ramon Laureano. And this one will go on Soriano's card. And he will walk Ramon Laureano. So not to be outdone, Jose Soriano issues a walk out himself. And the 9-hole hitter, Cody Bellinger, is at PBZ 24. Fan reaches out of stands for a foul ball. Draw a new random number. 11 to 28. Fan touches the ball, and the umpire calls the batter out. So 11 to 28 is an out. And then 31 to 88. So 11 to 28, he's out. And it is out of there. The fan touches the ball, and Cody Bellinger is going to be out of there as Soriano is cleared out of the inning by fan interference. And this Phoenix crowd, I tell you what, the Warriors are not liking that. They might have to protest the game. Keller comes out to take on Vladimir Guerrero Sr. And Keller will get Guerrero to ground out to the catcher. Error. I don't think that's going to be an error. Error 3 to 10. Augustin is error 2. So no error. That'll bring up Teoscar Hernandez with 1 down. And PBCD for Teoscar will be a strikeout. Second strikeout of the day for Mitch Keller. And honestly, not an impressive PBBD card for Teoscar Hernandez. They'll bring up TJ Friedl, and Keller will give up a single into left to TJ Friedl. So first hit of the day for the Devils, as Friedl hits that one into left. That'll bring up Willie Adames. And Adames will strike out to end the inning. And we'll go to the top of third, where Jose Soriano will take on Craig Biggio, responsible for the lone run in this game. And Biggio will hit a double into center on this one. So Biggio has both hits for the Warriors and now has a double to go with his single. That'll bring up Christian Yelich with a man on second. And then Soriano will get Yelich to ground out to first. And the runner does go to third. So Yelich grounds out to first, but that does advance the runner. Nice job by Yelich. That'll bring up Junior Caminero. Soriano will get Caminero to fly out to deep left. Actually, that home run robbed by Teoscar Hernandez, and the fly out to deep left will score the runner. So that's actually a sacrifice fly. We'll change that accordingly. Biggio will score the run, and Junior Caminero will drive it in. Nope, that's not a hit, Craig. That is not a hit. Just 2 hits. And now 2 outs for Soriano, but he's still giving up 2 runs. Yes, okay. So Spencer Torkelson will come up. 2 down, nobody on for Torkelson. Soriano will strike him out looking. So Craig Biggio getting the job done himself as we head to the bottom of 3 now, where Josh Naylor will lead off for the Devils. Just recently joined this Devils squad. And Keller will get Naylor to ground out to short. So Phoenix having a real tough time getting anything going. And Phoenix came into today with a .236 batting average. I put them right smack dab in the middle of everyone. Miguel Vargas. And Vargas is out of there as he'll pop up to the shortstop. Error 9-10. I just don't see that happening. That's Swanson, who leads the league in errors, but this time rails it in. So now 2 down here in the bottom of the 3rd. Ozzy Albies back to the top of the lineup. PBBD for Albies, and he'll strike out. 3rd strikeout of the game for Keller as he's been good through 3. Top of 4 we will go. Where Juan Soto will lead off against Jose Soriano. And Soriano will give up a single into center to Soto. Can't say that 5 times fast. 3rd hit of the day for the Warriors. Soto is going to take off for 2nd. And 81 can't get a jump. So it'll stay here, and it'll be Agustin Ramirez at the plate. And Ramirez is out of there as GX6. Batter safe. But the runner... Oh, wait, no. Batter is safe. So Soto's out. And now it's Agustin on first. That'll bring up Dansby Swanson. And Soriano will get Swanson to fly out to deep left. So again, another home run robbing catch by Teoscar Hernandez. OBRA on first goes to 2nd. I don't think that's Ramirez though. So yeah, it'll be 2 down. And the runner on first for Ramon Laureano. And Ramon. Nope, it'll be on Soriano's card. And Soriano will get him to ground out back to the pitcher. And that'll end the top of the 4th. We'll head to the bottom of 4 now. See if Phoenix can get anything going here in the 4th inning. It'll be Rafael Devers leading off against Mitch Keller. And Devers will take a walk. So Rafael Devers right there on the edge. Almost a strikeout. 56. Gonna go to Devers though, and he'll take the walk. 2nd of the day issued by Keller. Both of them to Rafael Devers. That'll bring up Joe Mauer once again, who grounded into a double play last time at the plate. And Mauer is out of there. And he will ground out to first. It'll be our A or B safe at first, but that is not Joe. And 2 double plays now for Joe Mauer. Not good if you're a Joe Mauer fan. Got to be really frustrating if you're a Joe Mauer fan to see that play out. Mitch Keller against Vladimir Guerrero. Keller will give up a single to Guerrero as he smacks it into left. Just the 2nd hit of the day, and Guerrero will take off for 2nd. 64. Second baseman drops ball. Runner saved. Error is charged. No stolen base credit given. So second baseman is going to be credited for the error there for the Warriors. And that's going to be Craig Biggio, who cannot handle it. And if you're watching this as a Biggio fan, that's got to be frustrating. So 2 down and a man on 2nd now. Vladimir Guerrero as Teoscar Hernandez. And Keller will get Hernandez to ground out to the shortstop. No error on that one, and that's how this inning will come to a close. My bad on the scoreboard. It actually is 2-0. Has been for a while. Apologies for that. Top of 5 we go. Cody Bellinger, 9-hole hitter, will lead off against Jose Soriano. And Bellinger will smack that one up and over the wall. Bellinger with the home run in the 9-hole spot. Soriano just left that one out there. That's going to be a home run for the Warriors here in the top of the 5th to make it 3-0. And back to the top of the lineup we go with Craig Biggio. And Soriano will finally get Biggio out of there as he'll pop up to the shortstop. So 1 down here in the 5th. Christian Yelich at the plate. And Soriano will get Yelich to pop up to 3rd. That'll bring up Junior Caminero, the 3-hole hitter. And Soriano will walk Junior Caminero. So 2nd walk of the day issued by Soriano, and I believe both of those have gone to Junior Caminero as well. That'll bring up Spencer Torkelson, 1 on, 2 down. And Soriano will give up a single into right. Fifth hit of the day is 1st and 2nd. That slow roller will bring up Juan Soto. And Soriano will strike out Soto to get out of this little bit of a jam he was in. And the bottom of the 5th will go. Solo shot by Bellinger makes it 3-0. TJ Friedl set to lead off for the Devils in the bottom half of the inning. And Keller will get Friedl to ground out to short. Really testing Swanson, but he's been good here. That'll bring up Adames with 1 down. And Keller will strike out Adames. Just the 4th strikeout today for Keller, but that'll make it 2 down now as Josh Naylor is at the plate. And Keller will give up a single into left to Naylor. Just the 3rd hit of the day for the Devils, and Naylor will take off for 2nd. 47 A steals, that is Naylor, so he is in there. That was one reason why he was brought here to Phoenix. It'll bring up Vargas now with a man on 2nd and 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. And Vargas is out of there as he'll ground out to 3rd, and that'll end the inning. Mitch Keller has been good in the XLB. He has been good for sure. Top of the 6th we go. Before we get started here in the 6th, let's take a look at some players that have had some slow starts to the season. Nobody in this game. In fact, I'm not sure if, depending on what order you're watching these in, I don't think we've seen any of these players yet this week. And hopefully these guys can get off the schneid and get something going. There's some really good players on this list that have just had a slow start to the year so far. Top of the 6th, Jose Soriano marches back out there, but there is action in the Devils bullpen, which would be an awesome name for something, whether it's like a band or a video game or something. The Devils bullpen. Cool name. Agustin Ramirez will lead off the top of 6 against Soriano. And Agustin is out of there as he'll pop up to the catcher. 1 down for Dansby Swanson. And Soriano will get Swanson to pop up to 2nd. So a couple pop-ups on the infield. Now we're 2 down with Ramon Laureano at the plate. And Soriano will get Laureano to fly out to right. So 3 fly ball outs here in this inning. Top of the 6th, no runs scored. Bottom of 6 we go, where Keller will look to keep the momentum going here against the top of this lineup. Ozzy Albies set to lead off. And Keller will strike out Albies to start the 6th. Just the 5th strikeout for Keller. That'll bring up Rafael Devers. And Keller will give up a single into center to Devers. So Devers, on base percentage, pretty good here. Put a man on first with one down. Devers has gotten on base all 3 times. Joe Mauer at the plate. And Keller will get Mauer to ground out to second. That is a double play. 3 double plays from Joe Mauer today. And if you are a Joe Mauer fan, it's gotta hurt. If Joe Mauer is your favorite player in the league, that has gotta hurt. Timeout taken over here as it'll be Robert Suarez coming in from the Padres. So Suarez will check in here in the top of the 7th after Soriano goes 6, gives up 5 hits and 3 runs, strikes out 1, and that homer to Bellinger. And it will be the aforementioned Cody Bellinger leading off the top of the 7th here against Robert Suarez. And Suarez will strike out Bellinger to get things started. And already Suarez has matched the number of strikeouts that Jose Soriano had. Craig Biggio at the plate. And Suarez will get Biggio to fly out to center. 2 down for Christian Yelich. And Yelich is out of there as he will ground out to the shortstop to end the top of the 7th. 3 up, 3 down. To the bottom of 7 we go. Where Mitch Keller continues to go. No action in the bullpen. Vladimir Guerrero at the plate. And Vladdy. He'll slap a single into center. 5th hit of the day for the Devils. Puts a man on first. Nobody down. Vlad going for second. 35. He's in there. Speed A steals. And I believe that's the 2nd stolen base today for Vlad. I did not record the first. So Vladimir Guerrero with 2 stolen bases. And now a little bit of action. Just some minor warming up in the bullpen for the Warriors as Teoscar Hernandez at the plate. And Teoscar is out of there. He'll ground out to the shortstop. Runner holds. So 1 down now for Keller as he deals with TJ Friedl. Z 52, which we said we were consulting the fielding table. Difficult grounder to third base if CD 1-2 score as error and runners advance 1 base. If CD 3-4 batters out and runners advance. So CD 1-2 at third. CD 1-2 at third. And he is CD 1-2. So yes, that is 1. He's CD 2. Score as an error and runners advance 1 base. So Friedl gets on by the error by Caminero. And the fielding woes continue for the Warriors here, as now Adames is at the plate after the error with runners on the corners, and Keller is in a jam. And Keller will get Adames to fly out to deep left. So Ramon Laureano saves the home run from going out of the park. Batter out, runner on third scores. OBR A on first goes to second. So that's actually a sacrifice fly. This runner is going to score. That's Vlad Guerrero. Adames gets the RBI. And Friedl, who is OBR B, stays on first. So they finally get one up on the board with the sacrifice fly. 2 down now for Josh Naylor, as Keller gives up the run there. And Keller comes right back and strikes out Naylor to end the 7th. Put a run on the board for Phoenix. I believe that was a 6th strikeout for Keller. We'll hope that's the case. So we'll go now to the top of 8. as Robert Suarez comes back out to deal with the heart of the lineup, Junior Caminero. And Caminero, PBCD, and he is going to take that one high and deep and out of here. Off the bat of Junior Caminero. So Caminero makes the error in the previous inning and then comes out and gets it immediately back with the home run. And Robert Suarez gives it up. That'll bring up Spencer Torkelson now. And Torkelson will strike out. Second strikeout of the day for Suarez. We'll bring up Juan Soto with one down here in the 8th. Soto. Ooh, he strikes out looking. Really good number there for Soto and just off his card. That'll bring up Agustin Ramirez now with 2 down. Suarez will get Ramirez to pop up to second. But another insurance run on the board makes it 4-1. That'll do it for Mitch Keller. As Robert Garcia will check in from the Rangers, and Garcia will take on Vargas here to start the bottom of the 8th. 4-1. Vargas at the plate against Garcia. And Garcia will get Vargas to pop up to first. One down as Ozzy Albies is at the plate. And Garcia will get Albies to pop up to the shortstop. 2 down here now in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Rafael Devers, who has been a tough out today. Garcia will strike out Devers. It was a close one there. I actually thought it was going to be a walk on Garcia's card. But it is not. Yes, and you do suck. That is correct, Phoenix. They've had enough of that. Top of 9 we go. Suarez will come back out, and he'll deal with the bottom of this Warrior lineup. As it's Suarez versus Swanson. And Swanson will smack that one up and out of here as well. A home run for Dansby Swanson. Got it on his card, and that's just all he needed. 5-1 now with Ramon Laureano at the plate. PBCD, and that's a double over the wall, and that's going to do it for Suarez. As they put a runner on second, and they just have to get out of there. And bring in Camilo Doval. With a man on second, inherited from Suarez, nobody down. It'll be Cody Bellinger at the plate. And Bellinger will strike out. Good look at it. 1 down for Craig Biggio. Doval will get Biggio to ground out to third. Runner will not advance. Stays at second for Christian Yelich. And Yelich will strike out as well. So Doval comes in and gets all 3 outs, but another run on the board makes it 5-1. And while the closer was warming up, they are going to roll Robert Garcia back out there to close this one out. He'll get Joe Mauer to start the bottom of 9. You can't hit into a double play, Joe, if there's nobody on base. Think about that in your head. Garcia will get Joe to ground out to short. So that definitely would have been a double play had there been someone on. Instead, 1 down for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And Vladdy is out of there as he'll fly out the left. 2 down now here in the bottom of the 9th with Teoscar Hernandez at the plate. And Teoscar will strike out to end this game. And Garcia is going to come in and get a 2-inning save. Mitch Keller finally gives up a run in XLB, but only gives up one. Jose Soriano going to hang the loss, and that'll be a 2-inning save for Robert Garcia for the Warriors. MVP of this game, probably going to be Junior Caminero, as he's the only one that had 2 RBIs, batting 1 for 2 with 2 walks, so on-base percentage is pretty good for him today. But it was Craig Biggio also who got the play started. But 5-1, the Warriors win. They move to 3-2. The Devils moved to 2-3 on the season. So the West starting to shake out a bit as this season goes along. Thanks for watching. Tune in for more Week 5 action as the XLB rolls along.